Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Po Boy's Little Homestead. Today's April the 2nd, 2021. Last night we had hopefully the last frost of this spring. It had a pretty good frost last night, and the night before it was a lighter frost. As you can see in the background, all the ghosts out there, that's my clear plastic trash bags that I got everything covered with for the frost. A few of my cold tolerant beets and radishes and stuff I didn't have covered. I got up early this morning, sprayed the frost off with some water, with the water hose, knocked the frost off of it. So now I'm going to get out here and start uncovering everything. Some of the stuff in them green trash bags, like them tomatoes, I just raise the bags up and leave them hanging because it ain't going to get too hot today. But the things I have covered with pots and buckets, I got to get uncovered so they can get their light. The plants won't grow without that sunlight, so I got to get them uncovered this morning. The things like my blackberry bush I didn't cover, and my onions, my chives I didn't cover. But this morning I got up and I just sprayed them with water. There's a mixed lettuce in that little pot there I didn't cover, and I sprayed my spinach on the bottom. That's a mixture of lettuce, spinach on the bottom there. Like I said, I didn't cover everything. I just got up and sprayed it with water and knocked the frost off of it. Some of my stuff, I put a brick on here because the wind was blowing so hard. I just covered, like this is sweet basil. Covered it with just a pot, and I put a brick on it to keep the wind from blowing it off. There's another basil. And it covered with just a black pot with a brick on it. Y'all can see I got my squash covered with them tubs. Some of my black bell peppers covered with tubs. I had everything covered, either with them clear trash bags or them tubs. And I might cover them back up tonight. Just, they saying it ain't gonna get low enough to frost, but I'm probably gonna go on the safety side and cover them back up one more night. Well, I really like my gardening. Put my hand in that fresh soil, starting to plant from that little seed. Sit back and watch them grow, and then you harvest it. You can preserve it, or you can eat it. Well, I never grew tomatoes, but I kinda like their flavor. They say the red ones taste much better, and I know that. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, man, he wasted a lot of garbage bags. But they ain't wasted. Because I got 3 trash cans, one big one in the house, one in my shed, and one outside. And just about every week I got 3 bags of garbage. So I'm going to put these in this bucket right here, and they'll get used now as my garbage bags, which I would buy to use anyway. So I'm just using them one time for this, and then I'll turn around and use them for what they bought for. day I was setting this up and preparing for these frost nights, you seen where I said I'd use these spring-loaded paper clips to hold my plastic bags down on my cages and how I did it. Well, I run out of them, and even a cheaper way, you can go to the dollar store and buy these clothespins. I don't know, 50 of them for $1 or something like that. And they work good to clip them bags down there on the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold them back down tonight. The ones with the bags on them, I'm just folding up like I just done that pepper plant right there. And I'm gonna leave them sitting there. And I'm gonna just clip these around the tops. Then this afternoon, all I gotta do is pull them back down and clip them back around the bottom of the cages. I ain't sure at this point, but I'm gonna watch the long-term forecast. I went through the trouble of putting these bags in these cages and stuff. I might just pull them up and clip them and leave them there for another week or so, just in case I need to do this again. I have a jump on it. But I'm hoping this is our last frost. It tastes so good. It tastes so good. Well, I never do sugar beans, but I really like my green beans. I would tell you that the wind was blowing so hard, I did put an extra string around the bottom of these cages to help hold the bags down. So now I'm going to use that string to tie them up top. But like tonight, the wind ain't going to be blowing today, so tonight I can just pull them down and, like I said, use my clothesline clips and clip it to the bottom. They ain't got to do no extra tying. You're sweeter, but I really can't remember. But ain't them some pretty eggplants? How big they are already. And guys, look at these squash. It ain't gonna be but a couple days. Eddie's finna be eating some fresh squash. There's 3 on that one. 2 or 3 on each plant already. These are they call yellow squash pick and pick. I think I got them from Burpee Seeds. But they got squash on them already. If it's greener or if it's sweeter, I can't remember. What does it matter? Well, I never planted cabbage, but I grew a lot of kale. Well, I think it's over brassica, but I really don't remember. Is it brassica or not for brassicas? What does it matter? Now the tomatoes in these cages, you can see the bags didn't go all the way down to the ground, so they getting plenty of air. So I'm just gonna leave them like that for tonight, today and tonight. And then when the temperature starts warming on back up, then I'll fold them up. There ain't no sense in untying all that today and then pulling it back down tonight. But I have some more over here. My tomatoes on the barrel. I done uncovered some back there behind us this morning. That one there is tied to the pot so it can't get air and stuff in it. I'm gonna go on and uncover it. What does it matter? Well, I really like my garden. And guys, even though this tomato here was covered with this bag, it looked like it got frostbit. Probably because that bag was laying right against this tomato on this outside here. So it's probably ain't gonna make it. All that's probably gonna die, but we're gonna see. It looked like it got frostbit pretty hard. See what the potatoes look like. It looks all right. I think the main one got it is that one tomato right there, and that's because that bag was up against the tomato. The rest of these, I think they got the bags where air could get on them and kept them blowed off the tomato. I think it's going to be all right. But I got extra tomatoes seeded in that greenhouse, well, in the house, and some in that greenhouse to replace what gets messed up. Another reason I got me some tomatoes reseeded and started in the house. You see these curly leaves on these tomatoes? And some's worse than this one. Even though these tomatoes was in my greenhouse behind my shop, we sprayed our backyard for some stickers. The wind wasn't blowing that day, but that door on that greenhouse was open and that window was open. And what we sprayed, I didn't know at the time, had 2,4-D in it. And that 2,4-D, I guess, just being in the air, and the air drift going behind my shed and to that greenhouse, it got my tomatoes. And I didn't know that's what it was at the time. I thought them leaves was curling because in the day we was getting so hot during the day. Then at night it was getting so cold. And I was thinking it was something to do with the cold, getting so cold and so hot during the day causing them tomatoes to curl. And I had an older gentleman come by, told me that, or his wife really, she told me, she said, look like your tomatoes been hit with 2,4-D. When she told me that, I thought about that spray in that yard, and I went and looked and seen the ingredients on that, and it's got 2,4-D in it. So as soon as I done that, I went on and started seeding me up some more tomatoes. I can go buy some anywhere around where I live here. People grows tomatoes, so I ain't worried about some for canning. But I got different varieties here I just want to grow. So I started me some more, and I'm gonna let these go until my new seedlings get big enough, and then I'll look at these and see which ones need to be replaced and which ones is gonna come on out of it. Some of the older people tell me that you can, once your suckers start growing, even though up here where the 2,4-D got, your suckers may come on, then you can take one of your suckers and be your plant and cut that off after your sucker comes out good. So this is the experimental for me, so y'all might want to watch along so you can see if it's a waste of time. Should I just pull them up right now and not even worry about them, or what? I don't know. I know it was heartbreaking. I put a lot of work into planting these seeds. I planted them 2 early seedlings. I potted them up 3 times. They was potted up in gallon and a half, but this ain't a big one here. But some of them bigger ones were getting root bound. I went on and planted them in the garden knowing we had frost coming. Go through all the work of covering them up and then find out that I killed my own tomatoes with 2,4-D. That just makes you want to punch yourself right in the face, don't it? But anyway, I'm gonna get on out here. I got my apple trees covered up. I'm gonna get them uncovered. Hopefully you ain't got no frost damage to them leaves. But let's go see. Uncover my cat. Put my hands in that. That's my Annie apple tree and my Dorset gold. Planted them this February. There's old John and Sakura, the Swedish blue ducks. Still ain't 100% sure if that's a drake or not. So if anybody can knows the Swedish blue ducks can tell me if one of them's a drake. The older they get, I think they're both hens myself. They're both hens, we got to change their names. We can't have a John. Let's go over here and check on the Blake, Wynn, and Kelly. See how they doing. Let y'all see how much they done grown. Look at them. There's little Blake. And Gwen and Kelly, they like getting up on top of them, hanging out up high. Let me show y'all what they do like. They love lettuce. They eat that lettuce. Mow it up like a weed eater. That's some good stuff, ain't it, Kelly girl? Look at old Gwen and Blake over there being so sweet, sharing their own little meal, making Kelly eat by herself. Kelly finna reach over and take some from them. He ain't gonna bully her around. That was good, wasn't it, girl? If you ain't been watching, these are American Blues. American Blue Rabbits. That's all y'all get right now. And there's old Carson and his audience. They've been laying me some good eggs all winter long. I'm still get 6 to 8 every day. It's just about to come up on that mark where I ought to be getting that double yolk egg again. About every 6 to 8 weeks I get a double yolk egg. And it's getting about that time again. Then old Delta dog, she likes coming in here laying in the sunny warm spots in the mornings it's cool. Poor boy's little homestead ain't gonna do this again. I was excited to get gardening since I last year got all my raised beds fixed up and was gonna try a different way of gardening besides planting in the ground. And I got excited and anxious, and next year I ain't starting nothing that early, and I ain't planting, well, I'll plant my cool weather crops. But I ain't planting no tomato, no peppers until the middle of April, at the earliest, the second week of April. because this has been a lot of work. And not knowing if it's going to do any good. And then on top of that, find out I killed my own tomatoes, or heard them stunt my own tomatoes. But I'm going to keep going forward. Like I said, the ones that don't come out of it, I got seedlings started. I'll plant them in there, and I may, instead of having July tomatoes, I may have me some September tomatoes. But I'm going to have something, or I'm going to try to have something. But don't be a quitter. I ain't never believed in being a quitter. And there's something else, guys. If you watching all these videos of different people in this homesteading and gardening, don't be a follower. Watch the videos, get ideas, and come up with your own ways. That's one of my main points when I started this, is showing you how you can do all these raised beds and stuff out of scraps and other people's trash. And you go out there and you see some of them videos, and yeah, I watch them, I follow them, I learn from them. But if you ain't financially where you can, you'll get yourself in a bind wanting to be a follower. Take your own road in life. Work with what property you got. Do what you can with what you got. And grow as you go. But all these old raised beds and pots and containers, scrap tin, it'll grow just as much food as them high dollar containers they sell for $300 a piece. All that stuff you watch where they say you gotta have these worm castings and this kind of fertilizer and that kind of fertilizer. God gave us the best fertilizer is. Aged manures. Rabbits, chickens, cows. You see mine, cotton gin trash. I ain't saying that other stuff don't work. That other stuff's awesome, but that other stuff's expensive too. And I've used some of it. On my seedlings, I use that natural source liquid. I ain't saying it ain't good. I'm just saying you ain't got to think you got to have all that stuff. Start small, work in baby steps, and don't get yourself in a bind. Accomplish one step at a time in life and you'll be a lot happier. But anyway, guys, I hope I said something of some kind of encouragement. Nothing else, you ought to learn from me. Don't be spreading your yards for stickers after you done seeded plants. You'll kill them. If nothing else, y'all can learn from me what not to do. How about that? If you don't see nothing here I'm doing good enough for you, then use this to learn what not to do. I'm sure I got quite a few things that you can learn by me what not to do. But thanks for watching. God bless and have a great day.